The roller coaster that was Married at First Sight season 18 has finally ended, and the couples who are left standing may surprise you. Hello everyone, welcome to my channel. Please subscribe and keep watching for more details. After an unprecedented season of Married at First Sight, the couples who began on the show are not the same couples who ended up together after the show. Now that the dust has settled, and the Married at First Sight season 18 two-part reunion has aired, it's time to see what the status is of the couples who tried to find love without ever seeing their partners. From breakups to makeups and shakeups, the reunion gave viewers a glimpse at who's left standing. The season started out with 5 well-meaning couples: Alan Slavic and Madison Myers, David Trimble and Michelle Tomlin, Thomas McDonald and Camille Parsons, Aikechi Ojora and Obot, and Juan Franco and Carla Juarez. The show's expert panel, Dr. Pepper Schwartz, Pastor Cal Robertson, and Dr. Pia Holek, matched the couples up based on compatibility using questionnaires and psychological evaluations. This season, it's safe to say those experts might need to rethink their titles, since their choices left a lot of participants scratching their heads. Juan and Carla. Juan and Carla didn't face as much drama as some of the other couples this season. Still, their romance failed to bloom as they discovered that they were actually very different people. When the pair reunited with host Kevin Frazier, Carla made sure she showed Juan what he was missing by donning a sultry red lace dress and pointing out the lack of fabric, to which Juan seemed bemused. Their reunion segment started off friendly, but quickly turned tense. Kevin asked Carla if she was surprised that the two didn't last, and she minced no words when she said, "No, because the way we operate is totally different." Carla goes on to describe Juan as very analytical, while she's more free-spirited. Juan struggled to adapt to Carla's carefree lifestyle, which involves a lot of meditating and astrology. There isn't any bad blood between Carla and Juan, but Carla let Juan know how she feels at the reunion by being kind, gentle, and never going below the belt while still holding Juan accountable. She called him out for acting thoughtless at times, but I don't think Juan is a bad person. I think he's oblivious to what's happening around him, but he's not some manipulative person. Juan's just being Juan. Juan let Carla know he'd moved on and found someone else to spin around the dance floor. He said he and his new partner were on the same vibration, which elicited a laugh from Carla. She couldn't believe Juan's using words like vibration. Juan and Carla both agree they're not bad people, they were just on different frequencies. and Aikechi. Aikechi and were one of the cautionary tale couples of the season, and during the reunion, the experts seemed to side with Aikechi said the energy in the room was never right with and the experts asked him why he couldn't let in. Aikechi took ownership of his own part in the failure of their marriage, saying he could have tried harder. Looked slightly traumatized being in the same room as Aikechi again. Mm's energy shifted after her fiancé, Brandon Williams, takes the stage. Aikechi left as Brandon entered, and Brandon attempted to shake his hand, but Aikechi declined. Mm's smile as this is all going down lit up the stage. She was thrilled that her fiancé Brandon was there to defend her. After a ridiculous stunt where Brandon attempted to have Pastor Cal marry them on the spot falls flat, decided to address the experts. She had heard the criticism that the experts this season messed up, and she wanted them to know she found her happily ever after without their help. The experts grilled Brandon on his motivation for proposing to so fast. And Brandon seemed really happy, holding hands and kissing on stage. Said Brandon showed her what she wants in a partner, and she wasn't going to let her experience on the show hold her back. "I knew I wasn't going to let this experience taint what true love is," she told the experts. David and Michelle. David and Michelle's marriage didn't last long. As we all know, David didn't feel connected to Michelle, and Michelle didn't seem that into David either. But things took a turn when David and Madison connected at the gym during their group honeymoons. David and Madison's connection didn't end after they went back to their real lives. They continued to text, and probably do more, until Michelle caught on and confronted David. And thus, the infamous Married at First Sight couple swap blew up, leaving Michelle and Madison's husband Alan humiliated. There weren't any surprises during David and Michelle's reunion segment, except when David shockingly took some accountability for his actions during the season. David apologized to Michelle for being petty and gaslighting her, although then he undermined his entire apology by laughing and saying he doesn't even know what gaslighting means. David filled everyone in on his status with Madison, saying they're very much together and that he had bought property as an investment. David seemed extra proud to stress that point, since him living in his parents' basement was a point of contention for him and Michelle. David wants a future with Madison, and he went on to talk about all the ways Madison is his perfect partner, while Michelle tried not to roll her eyes too hard on camera. David and Michelle ended their time together by acknowledging that they've both moved on. In the future, should they run into each other at group events, they want to be civil. They'll be friendly, but not friends. Alan and Madison. Alan and Madison were the other couple involved in the couple swap, so it's no surprise that they are not together. Their reunion segment was awkward, as Alan said he's never been in a relationship where he could feel that the other person didn't want him. Alan said he knew that they hadn't found their spark, but he assumed that they'd work on it. Unbeknownst to Alan, Madison had already found her spark with David. Madison owned up to the fact that she has regrets. She wished she'd given Alan the benefit of the doubt to make her feel comfortable, because she felt uncomfortable a lot throughout their time together. They both agreed the problem was that they were in the friend zone and couldn't overcome it. Their segment wrapped up with Alan revealing he's dating someone new, and Madison seems genuinely happy for him. Alan said his new relationship is reassuring. Neither Alan nor Madison want to have anger in their hearts moving forward, and they wish each other the best and hope to be friends. But Madison says Alan shouldn't be expecting an invite to her and David's wedding, which is probably for the best. Camille and Thomas. Camille and Thomas deserve the MVP of the season award, since they are the only original couple to emerge from the season still happily married after a year. These two just fit together. They have similar, soft-spoken natures, they have an easy back and forth, and both want the same things for their future. Camille said Thomas does have a fun side, which didn't come across on the show, but she felt honored that she gets to experience it. Married at First Sight host Kevin asks them if they plan to have kids, and they said that they do. Their families and friends get along, and they were able to integrate each other into their lives easily. Thomas knew Camille was the one for him, and there were never any doubts. At least for this season, there was one couple who proved that the experts are worth their salt.